Welcome back, guys, to CFL Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we are here with our Week 7 preview, with me and Jake. It's going to be a little bit different, just like the last video. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get a word from our sponsor.
The only way that you can get ahead in sports betting is finding the best wagers to fit the bet you want to make. It's going through hours of finding all the websites, going through it, making an account, and figuring out which site has the best odds for the bet that you want to make. And that is something that people just do not have the time of the day to do. And that is why our friends at BetStamp have combined all of the services that you need to make the best sporting bets that you want to make on their amazing app. What BetStamp does is combine all of the margins for the bets that you want to make from all the betting websites in one easy location. You can find anything you want to bet. It shows you all the money lines you're ever going to need, all the margins that will help you win the most money on the bet you want to make, which basically, let's be real, is the most important thing when you're sports betting. Whether you're brand new to sports betting or you've all been doing it for years, you all know that the money line, how much you're going to get, is all that matters. You want to be able to get the bang for your buck, and that is exactly what BetStamp does. It combines all the data from all other betting websites in one place for you to find the best margins to make all that money you want to make.
So thanks to our partners at BetStamp for this amazing opportunity, and make sure you guys use the referral code CFL Central with no spaces to help us out. Helps out the channel a ton. And lets them know that you are interested in that CFL content, and lets us know that as well. So without further ado, let's get into our first game of the week, which is the Montreal Alouettes versus the Ottawa Redblacks. So a bit of an Eastern mess we've had this season. Ottawa, a team that probably had a lot of expectation to do quite well with the acquisitions they made and the way their team looked on paper, and just the utter disappointment we've seen from them. And they have to get this going now. They had a game against the Ticats. They had some strong points that game. Jalen Ackland played quite well, despite showing a bit of poor sportsmanship. But I digress. So the question is do we think, even though the Alouettes have the Eastern version of momentum, whatever that is, they would, at least, except for that loss that they just had to the Elks. I don't know, for reasons of Ottawa's going to get their crap together, I think Ottawa's going to win this game. I think Caleb Evans is going to get going. Maybe they throw Nick Arbuckle in there. Maybe. I don't know. But I feel like this is just going to be a game of Ottawa just being fed up with everything. They got home field advantage, so I think the Red Blacks got to win this one.
First matchup of Week 7 is going to be on Thursday, and it is Montreal versus the Red Blacks. Now, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I've been putting my mouth and my word on the Montreal Alouettes almost this entire season. I want them to keep winning. I want them to prove everyone wrong because they've had such bad luck. But after last week's embarrassing loss to the Elks, after choking it away, I'm taking Ottawa in this one, and that's the only explanation that I need to give. There's nothing about players, nothing about roster. It's just the fact that the Alouettes this year have been given opportunity after opportunity to redeem themselves after terrible losses, and what do? Absolutely nothing. They blow it every time. They've just been inconsistent as all hell and unlucky as all hell, and I don't think that unluckiness is going anywhere anytime soon. Ottawa has massive injury problems. This game probably will be ugly. It could be very entertaining. I don't know, because there's not really any expectations on both of these teams at this current moment in time. So I'm going with Ottawa because why not? They had a 23-25 loss against Hamilton in Week 6. I think that they're going to bounce back from that, looking to play at home, obviously, for the Alouettes. So, you know what? I'm going to just go with the Red Blacks at home over the Alouettes. They've choked everywhere else, so they're probably going to choke in this week too.
And with our second game of the week, we have the Ticats versus the Lions in BC. I think we all know who's probably going to win this game. The fact that BC is 4th in the West, being 3-1, and the Ticats being 1-4, second in the East, really shows you how lopsided the East and West are this year. Obviously, Hamilton with an exciting win over the Red Blacks. And I say exciting because it's exciting that they won a game and have not lost a 5th straight game. But I don't see how the Lions don't win this. I think the Lions absolutely crush the Ticats in this, and I don't think it's close. Because even with the one loss the Lions had, Nathan O'Rourke had a stellar performance. And comparing Dane Evans and Nathan Rourke, it's not even comparable. Nathan Rourke is by far the better quarterback. And the Lions have shown that they got what it takes, and I think we are going to see that continue.
Now, this one's going to be interesting. It's the battle of the cat and tiger. It is BC versus Hamilton. Honestly, guys, I'm picking BC in this one. Hamilton got their win last week. They barely got it against Ottawa. It wasn't the perfect game, but they won. They were at home. Next game is in BC. Fans are riled up. They are having great energy after that loss to the Bombers, believe it or not. It was a really good crowd out there. Probably one of the better crowds I've seen after the home opener, obviously, but that was mostly just due to the buzz around One Republic, the massive street party, and everything else that was going on in the city for the Lions that day. Not saying that it wasn't great for the organization, but the other 2 weeks, they weren't as great for the fan attendance. But Bombers game was really fun, really well attended, and everyone was having a good time. So I think BC is going to be looking to rebound from that. They're obviously a top dog in the team in the West this year, in the league, honestly, and I'd really trust Nathan Rourke and his team. They're hungry, and I think that Hamilton is just too inconsistent to be able to beat a team like the Lions, because let's not forget, the Lions still played a decent game. They just were inconsistent at times and being unable to finish, especially in the red zone with a lot of interceptions. So I'm taking the Lions in this one over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I'm always going to bet on my hometown Lions.
Third game of the week, though, we got the Bombers and the Elks in Edmonton. Edmonton praying for that first win as the Elks. It's not going to happen. We're talking about a 6-0 Bomber team that just came off of striking down the other two undefeated teams in the league, beating the Lions and Stamps respectively, with a blowout over BC, or a bit of a blowout, I'd say. A dominant performance, and a nice performance as well over the Stampeders. And obviously, the Bombers are going to have some hindrances. So if you didn't hear, Jackson Jeffcoat and Greg Ellingson are going to be out of the lineup for this game. And you think, oh no, one of their better defenders, Oh, well, at least they have Willie Jefferson. And, but before this week, I'd be a little bit concerned about receiving. But Agadosi has proven that he is going to become a star on this offense. And I really think this is a game, I think we're going to see like 3 touchdowns from Dalton Schoen this game. I'm calling it now. 3 touchdowns, Dalton Schoen. I think this is going to be the best game he has. With Ellingson out, I think we're going to see him getting thrown to a lot more than he already has. And I think the Bombers are going to stampede and run over the Edmonton Elks.
Next, we got the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, obviously going against the Edmonton Elks. This game, I don't even need to explain anything about it. It's Winnipeg. Winnipeg in 6, Winnipeg in 1. Winnipeg in the first quarter. And now I'm saying that they're going to lose, knock on wood, obviously. But what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen, is that Edmonton, they may have got lucky last week at a comeback, but I do not see them beating Winnipeg. I know Winnipeg's going to be on the road this week, but no, Winnipeg is going to go 7-0. They're going to stay undefeated. I just don't see the Elks doing it. If the Elks are the team to beat them, then again, that might just awaken another level in the Bombers being like, we just lost to the worst team in the CFL. Nah, that ain't happening again. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. Obviously, there's no way I could take the Elks over the Bombers because the Bombers are just the Bombers, as they've been amazing this season, just like they have in the last 2 seasons. So I'm taking Winnipeg in this game. It's probably going to be a blowout, but maybe Edmonton will surprise and make it close like they did against the Alouettes, and who knows, God forbid, maybe even an upset. Final game is going to be Toronto and Saskatchewan. I don't know how to feel about this one, guys. Last week was an ugly game. Toronto ends up taking it. Now it's Toronto in Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan lost in Toronto. Bad crowd, too. I'm taking Saskatchewan in this one. They're going to rebound and beat them in the back-to-back. I don't think Toronto's going to beat them at home. I like Saskatchewan. I think they're inconsistent. I also think the Alouettes. I think almost the entirety of the East is inconsistent. Let's be real, and pretty trashy. So the Toronto Argonauts, what are they? What aren't they? We don't really know at this point. And same with the Riders, I feel like. I feel like both of these teams are still really searching for their identity this season. They haven't really gotten off their foot off the right step so far. You know what I'm trying to say. They just haven't been what we thought they would be, especially the Argonauts with all the acquisitions that they made. So I'm going to take Saskatchewan in this game. It'll probably be close, just like it was close last week, but I think Saskatchewan at home over the Argonauts. I think it's the safe bet. I really don't know at this one. It's a coin toss for me, so I'm just going to go with the home team. The Saskatchewan Roughriders will beat Toronto, and I'm going to say the point spread on it will probably be under 6 points, and honestly, it'll be very close. So that's kind of my area I would go for with that game.
And as Jake just said there, we have a rematch from last week now. Jake, he recorded this all once, so I know he forgot. Last week was Touchdown Atlantic. It was not a poor attendance. It was nothing like that. It was just simply that they were in the Atlantic, and overall, it was a good atmosphere there, even for the only 10,000 fans that were able to show up due to, well, they don't exactly have a building there. But yeah, so we're another East versus West matchup. And, you know, Toronto won last week, and that was good for them. And they're first in the East, being completely even record, 2-2. However, being able to keep that momentum going into Saskatchewan, I don't see it. And as we're getting closer and closer to Labor Day and the Banjo Bowl, I think the Riders are really going to start to look to get themselves going. I think this is going to be a situation where the Riders team, and I know the Riders coaching staff, is very fed up with some of the lack of discipline from a few of the players. Obviously, Garrett Marino basically being exiled from the CFL. And then we're talking as well about that situation where I think it was Duke Williams threw a helmet at a guy's head last game, so just not a good look. I don't even after 2 players, I really don't think this is. I don't think this is a situation of the actual Riders team being an issue here. I think it's just individual players. However, I really expect that the coaching staff are going to get their foot down on that, on some of the undisciplinedness, and I think that Saskatchewan is going to be really fed up, and I think they're going to win this game. So, yeah. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit strange. Next week will be completely normal, or at least it should be. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And follow me and Jake's channels, respectively, with the Nolan Hockey Podcast and Peg City Hockey. And I'll see you guys next time.